part, so no. I
Okay.
do know. I do know that once I schedule something without checking, okay, I'm going to do a live with someone on Instagram, and it. I had no idea that from UAE, apparently you can't. It was such a bummer. I was promoting the thing like for over
Oh
a week,
no.
only to find out. I was like, oh, so embarrassed. But I'm like, okay, that's an
Okay.
oops moment for me. Let me check
There you go.
here.
You learn something new every day, right? All right. We
Exactly.
are live. So that is great. I'm just connecting the chats.
Okay. So I'll
Actually,
assume this is a UAE problem, and so it's not going to go live from me from
okay.
Instagram.
So here's the thing, right? I have added your Instagram from Canada. So hopefully that should work. Ask
Yeah,
Farah.
I'm checking my stories. That's what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yeah,
And I've put the link in as well in my stories. So
perfect. All right. If this doesn't work, like I said, YouTube will have it. So if you want to further, if anybody wants to watch it on replay, they can just go to my YouTube and watch it from there. And we
yeah.
are live. Yay. I had no idea. There it is. Okay, perfect. All right. It is 12:02 here in Canada, Farah. What time is it there for you?
Oh my God, it's 8 o'clock here.
8 in
And
the
I've
evening.
just thrown my kids some food, hoping that they're going to help themselves and tuck
You're still
themselves
hoping.
in bed. Trust them to do that.
All right,
A
beautiful.
mom's
So
off limits.
I know, right? Okay, first of all, thank you so much, Farah, for doing this. It's a much needed topic that needs to be talked about, especially when it comes to mums, as you mentioned, as we were talking earlier. So thank you very much. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday, and Farah is joining us all the way from Dubai. Farah and I have known each other for, I'm guessing, 40 years. 40 years. Let's just throw that number out there. 40 years.
Yeah, that's kind of giving away my age now. So, okay, 40 years.
40 years plus.
Oh, thanks.
Just made it
Rub
worse.
it in while you're at it.
So we were in
Yes,
school
40
together.
years.
I think we were really close friends at one point. I think I was at your house all the time.
Second grade. It started from
Second
second
grade,
grade.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I remember the second grade as well, and I actually remember watching Sarkiye Bahar at your house. So every time Faisal Kabadia comes on, I'm like, I know you from my friend's house. I watched you on her TV the first
Oh
time,
my
so
God. Can I
I
share
know.
something more embarrassing than that?
Yeah,
We used
for sure.
we used to act like one of the characters. Like there were four of them, remember?
Yeah.
Back in those days, four members, and we'd be like, "Who's gonna be Who's gonna play Faisal Kapadia? Who's gonna Bilal?" And like, Farah, you're the skinny one with the short, dark face and everything. You will be Bilal Maqsood. I'm like, okay.
God, hilarious. And our age of New Kids on the Block. Oh my God, that was a phase. Do you
Oh
remember?
my God, yes, yes, of course, I remember. Which member? I can't
NKLTV.
remember who was your favorite member.
I think it was the older guy, Jordan. Was it? I can't even remember the names
Older
now.
guy.
Gosh.
I don't remember that. But Jordan, yes, that was me as well. Jordan,
Okay, there
yes.
we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, back to more important things.
Back
Back to why
back to the
we're
topic.
exactly here.
Exactly. Farah has traveled the world and now she's back in Dubai. Yes, and she has something very important to share. So, Farah, I'll just let you introduce yourself and let us know how you got to where you are right now. And she has some slides to share as well. So, whenever you're ready, let me know. I'll just put it up.
Sure, sure. First of all, thank you so much, Huma, for this. And I'm so honored to be part of something so amazing. And thank you for letting me speak to your community and to get in touch with your community. So I'll just walk very quickly in terms of what I do, who I am, and why I am in this space. I'm Farah Danish, and my Insta handle is Ask Farah Now with H. And a lot of my story, a lot of my journey is in there. I practically live on Instagram. I know it's nothing to be proud about, but I am there quite a bit. So I have been a sibling to an individual on the spectrum, and I am a mom to a teenager on the spectrum. In fact, I've got four kids. Three of them are neurodiverse. Okay. My boys are all neurodiverse. But my first one, his needs are a lot more profound. And that's why I talk about him a lot more than I do about my other kids, because alhamdulillah, they're in mainstream life, and, they don't need that kind of support that he does. So the reason why I I started off obviously like every mom would, right? I mean, if you have to help your child, what do? You become a therapist or you learn how to work with your child. And that's exactly the route I took, only to find out that I was not able to deliver on a lot of things. I'm like, oh my God, I can either be his mom or be his teacher. I can't be both. But as sensible as that sounds, I realized even sending him for therapy or just relying entirely on therapy was also not sustainable because I had three more kids and therapy is not cheap. It doesn't matter where in the world you're from. If you are in the US or you're in Canada or in UK, even though it's provided by the government, you know how long you have to wait for that therapy to be available to you. And a lot of
Absolutely.
times, yeah, and a lot of times those therapies don't turn out the way you want them to. And there can be several reasons for that. And I find a lot of families stuck. And that's why those are the families I coach, because they find themselves stuck that, okay, therapy is not working, but what choice do we have? Because they're stuck the way I was stuck, right? You can be either a mom or a therapist or a teacher, like pick your role.
Mm.
And then I was like, okay, but there has to be a way around this. I mean, that can't be the way to be. Something has to change in that equation. And quite accidentally, my husband actually enrolled me into an NLP workshop and course, actually, not workshop, course. And after doing that, there was this huge shift in me. Okay. And when that shift happened, I was still teaching. I was running my own center as well, and I worked as a special educator as well. After doing the NLP course, it answered a lot of my questions as to why I was not seeing progress and why are those kids who had so much potential, who I was working with, why are they not able to, live up to their full potential?
Mm.
And the answer to that was really just the caretakers. Okay.
Oh,
Because, yeah, it was the caretakers because it's the mothers at the end of the day, or who are the architect of the house.
oh, I love
They,
that.
yeah, they are actually the whole vibe of the house, if you want to call it that, the atmosphere. They're the ones who are creating it. And if that environment for a child is not safe, there is no way he's going to thrive. And so today's session is going to be talking about how you can heal yourself, at least to a certain extent, where obviously you can't heal yourself in 1 hour. But you will see there's so many things that you're doing in the course of your day. They're like, oh my God, I'm actually walking into this meltdown, or I'm the one who is, because of lack of empathy or whatever it is, how I'm distorting my reality and making this all about my child when
Mm.
it really is something far deeper than that and something more unresolved. Okay. So join me in this
Amazing.
journey. Home, are we ready to share? If you
Yes.
can share, I've spoken quite a bit, so we can share straight away from agenda.
There we go.
Can I move that forward? I think, oh, okay, sorry. I have to move that forward, right?
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Got it. Okay. So we're going to start first with, okay, hoping everybody can hear me. I could hear an echo.
Now everything's fine. Yeah.
Fine. Okay. So first of all, we're going to be talking, this is what our agenda is going to be. Okay. We're going to be talking about mind-body connection. We're going to be talking about calm in chaos, powerful habits. Actually, that should be switched. I don't know why that happened. Goal setting, and then powerful habits.
Okay. Sounds good. Happy mom, happy kid for sure. Happy husband too.
Okay. But
Partner.
Homa, you were talking about not being fully awake. I don't know if your coffee helped you there. So
I
there's
did.
going to
It
be
did.
some.
I'm fine.
It did? Okay, awesome. But there's still going to be some more movement. Make sure you
Okay.
have a bottle of water or a
I do.
glass of water with you, because we're going to be connecting our mind and our body. Okay. And we're going to
I'm
just do
ready.
an
Mhm.
interesting exercise. Enough talk. Take your water bottle. Now, first, watch me demonstrate this. Okay. You're
Okay.
going to take a sip in, you're going to hold it to the count of 4, and then you're going to slowly let it in. And so, in a way that you can feel it go down your throat. Okay.
All right. Gotcha. So 4 counts, eh?
Mm-hmm. You good
Okay.
there? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I don't want you to stand and do this, so let's sit and do this. Stick your thumbs out. Can you see me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, stick your thumbs out. I want you to bring your awareness to your right thumb and then your left thumb. Right,
Bilateral
left.
stimulation. Okay.
Okay, it's getting trickier now, but it's not that
Oh.
easy. Okay, so now you're going to raise your, okay, now do the same with your toes. You know, your big toe, thumb, whatever you call it, the big toe.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to raise your right toe, bring it down, raise your left toe, bring it down. Are you able to connect with your toes? Are they
Yes.
talking to you? Awesome. Okay. Now the bilateral thing happens. So the right thumb goes up and the left toe goes up.
Oh boy.
And now
Ooh.
you can
Mind just
alternate.
went what? Okay. All right.
I thought so. Take your time, and I bet most of you are holding your breath when you're doing this.
Yes. Yes. I was like, ugh. Okay.
Yeah. Is
This
it
is
getting a little
tricky.
sweeter now?
Oh.
It is, isn't it? Getting a bit fluid?
Yeah. Getting easier.
Okay, now we
I'm
can let
breathing.
go.
Ah, thank God.
Now type in the chat, and you tell me as well, Homa. What did you notice? What happened when when I asked you to do this activity?
So initially it was easy, and I've done bilateral stimulation in a different way. But then when it had to go, when the toe stepped in, no pun intended, it got trickier. And then obviously I was more focused on that and rather than my breathing.
Yes.
And I was actually holding on to it. Yeah.
Right. Did you feel that you had to slow down to grasp that?
Yes.
To right? Okay. And is everyone, whatever you felt, please throw that in the chat box about
Guys, if
what
you're
you felt.
watching live, please post it in the comments. If you're watching on replay, just leave a comment for us anyways. We're going to come back to it.
Awesome. Okay. So the idea was to basically slow your mind down for you to connect and be in the moment. Okay. And I wanted to draw your attention to the fact that to learn, we have to first notice, observe, model, and then we're able to do it repeatedly to get into the flow, right? But the problem is, before we do all of that, before the whole noticing, observation, modeling, and all of that is happening, we have to quieten our mind. We have to be willing, participants in this case, willing to quieten our minds. Now, think about it on a daily basis. When and how often do we really quieten our minds? Like intentionally, I need to, slow down. Like as Muslims, Soma, we know that our prayers are supposed to do that for us. That,
But
slow
even
down.
during
Like
our prayers, we're like, okay, I quickly have to finish the namaz and,
exactly.
handi charani hai, we have to finish cooking, we have to do this, we have to go pick up the kids. It's never that
It's the
shut
most
down.
active
There's
time. Like you're working on overdrive when you stand for prayers, right?
absolutely. Yes.
See, that's the thing. We are unable to slow down. We are
Mm.
unable to quieten our minds, and because we're unable to quieten our minds, usually I get calls from moms, Huma, saying that I'm burned out, and I threw these questions in my stories that it's not the child so much that's burning you out. Yes, he has his issues and challenges, but it's your nonstop brain, which is just refusing to slow down. Because now it's like, it's like it's on auto mode. It doesn't know how to go switch to any other speed. It's just moving that fast. And that's why we have blocked this, this intuitive listening that we have, our gut feeling and all of that. We have lost connection with that. We want someone else to give us answers all the time. Tell me step by step what needs to be done. I mean, a big example of that is potty training. Okay. There are about 6 million books, either books or programs actually, but 6 million. I remember the number. This is for neurotypical kids. I'm not even talking about neurodiverse kids. For neurotypical kids, Homa, do you remember our moms ever sitting and reading a potty training book for us or sharing that with us?
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Isn't it? But doesn't it make you think that, my God, like what has happened to us? What have we reduced ourselves to that we're terrified at potty training our kids? And this is something that is been going on for ages and ages, and people have just done it effortlessly. Like,
Yeah, you're
adapted, and
absolutely right. I never thought about it that way. Yeah.
yeah, and here we are. We need a book to tell us that. And like I said, I'm not even talking about neurodiverse kids at this stage. Okay,
Wow.
so
Powerful.
slowing down, yeah, so slowing down basically allows for that mind body connection. Now, I'm
Beautiful.
just going to
Thank you
get
for
a
sharing that.
little, so I'm just going to share a little, not to bore you, but a little bit of, scientific information here. And I know this will help you when you'll be working with your child, inshallah, or even just when you're tuning in with yourself.
Mm,
Our brain has two hemispheres, yeah, right and the left. Now, when we go into stress mode, they're not talking to each other. The right and the left, they're not talking. They start working homolaterally. Now, to get creative or to think logically, we need both sides. Both sides have their own distinct roles.
mm.
But if they're not working together, you would you would make an intellectual decision not backed by your heart probably, or not have the gut feeling behind it. Like something will be missing. You will not be able to give the best solution because you're working in that homolateral
It'll be very
state.
calculated and logical rather than adding your emotion.
Exactly. So, and we see this a lot with men, don't we, Huma? I think more so in men than women, that they will say something logically, but there'll be no, there's no diplomatic way of saying it. There's no, like,
They don't
how do you
sugarcoat it.
eat? Yeah, because there's obviously everything is about how it's delivered, how that information is delivered.
Mm,
Whether you're working with a child or working with your mom or mother-in-law or your husband, it's all about how that information is passed on,
mm.
right?
True.
And
Yeah.
when we're working in this homolateral way, we're very one-sided, whichever one that is, you know. So there, like you said rightly, logic can leave the building or logic can drive the whole thing. Either ways, you need both sides of the brain to work together.
Mm,
So when in stress, there's no integration. What happens here? We hear autism moms who have achieved some level of success, but you'll always hear that both their stories are never the same.
mm,
Someone received it, found recovery through some therapy, somebody through some diet protocol, some could be because of some other program. They all have various stories.
mm,
That's because parents or the caretakers, whoever was behind this recovery, were in a calm state, trusted the process, were able to slow down, notice, observe, make changes where needed, and move on, rather than going, oh my God, this is not working, and that's it. Abort, let's move to another plan. Nothing works that way then. Nothing works. So,
consistency.
yeah, and I'm gonna share an interesting analogy to that, which will make a lot more sense. We create danger in our head. So things that have not happened, for instance, I know I did this. My child would have one off day in school and that's it. I'd come home and I'm like, oh my God, this is how it's going to be. He's never just going to make it. He will never learn anything in his life. He's never going to find a supportive teacher. Where am I? I'm already starting to look for alternative schools at this stage. What is that doing to my energy? I mean, just think about it, right? What is that doing to my energy already? And to add to that, because we are living such an interesting life with so many dimensions to our life. We have family and we have relatives and relationships. We get up in the morning, our mother-in-law pissed us off, or my
Yeah.
husband pissed me off. He's out, and then my child comes home. He's just having an off day, a slightly off day. But because I have created this whole scenario in my head, my energy is halfway drained to just playing that story in a loop form in my head. This happened.
Brewing that story that probably is not even true.
Yeah, that's the word. That is the word, brewing that story. So it's nice Turkish coffee by now. Okay. And here comes your child having an off day. Good Lord. That child has had it. When your stress levels are already that up and a child comes, he's literally the last nail in the coffin, right? He sealed the deal for you, but who gets the blame?
Mm,
That nonverbal child
yeah.
gets the blame for it. And you are going out telling everyone, because you obviously can't tell your husband it's your mother-in-law, or you can't tell somebody else, oh, it's your mother-in-law. It's my child.
Mm,
And your child is listening. He's getting it because when you keep repeating something like this again and again, that's because of my child's, you have now started believing this,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
And the
So,
mind loves repetition. So the more you, even if you don't say it, they can feel your energy, right? Like it's so
oh my gosh,
easily.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're in your energy field. Absolutely. That's amazing point there. They're in your energy field. And when you keep, and like, you rightly pointed out, our subconscious takes it in as well. And everything now, all our behaviors is now driven by the subconscious, right? All our energy, with whatever energy we show up for our child, all of that is now being driven by this subconscious rewiring that we've done. It's my child, it's my child, it's my child. So that patience level for our child has dropped so much because of all the other things that's happening around us, but we don't dare we bring that up, that could be the reason, or I have mom wounds or whatever it is. We don't want
Hmm.
to bring that up. The easiest thing to do is to say it's the autistic child.
Hmm.
So we make matters worse. Our child then starts regressing. There's regression. There's aggressive behavior happening, and then moms are like, "I don't know. I just asked him to do this one little thing." It's the tone in which you're speaking to him.
Hmm.
And children on the spectrum not only pick things up, they pick the tone more than the words. And I think this holds true for for neurotypicals as well. It's not about what the words are necessarily, it's the tone in
Wow.
which it,
Yeah.
exactly how. They're not stupid, they get it,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
right?
interesting you say that because if I want something, if there's something, if there's a challenge that I know is going to come up for my kids, I make it sound exciting. I'm like, oh my god, can you believe this is happening? And they're like, oh wow. And it's like if I say, oh, you know what, this is happening, they're gonna pick it up and say, oh no. So as Ishan just pushes me forward, he's like, you know how to deal with how to break the news. So go ahead.
Yeah. Oh,
Thanks.
thank you so much. I almost forgot that one. Thank you so much for saying that. But you're absolutely right. It's about how we react to any situation where the child decides that this situation is a problem or this situation is a learning experience. It's all based on how we react.
Or
And
if we
then,
respond to the situation or the thing, like my mom was scared of cats, and I picked up the fear that this is danger. And if she was the opposite, if she loved cats, I would be, oh, this is safe, right? It's how we see our parents,
yeah,
with the everyday life. Yeah, you're absolutely. I love that point.
thank you for bringing that up because it brings a story to my mind. We used to go to a dog park in Malaysia, and the dogs over there, my kids at that time, my younger two, were really small. They were about 2 and 3 years old. They're literally the size of the dogs. Like, they can see eye to eye with the dog, with the height.
Yeah.
And I'm terrified, but I don't want to show how scared I am. And my
Yeah.
kids were like hugging and they're holding on. They're like, I mean, those dogs were like horses and ponies in front of them because it was so big, but I just didn't show how terrified I was. So it never passed on to them.
Yeah. And
They,
imagine if
they
you
love
freaked out and ran away, they'd be like, oh my God, danger.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to our
That's it.
point, and
Yeah.
I hope we were able to drive home that point with those lovely examples. So yeah, so all of this whole loss of control, the way our mind creates, imagines and creates scenarios which haven't really happened. We create
Mm.
it and we build it, we design it, and we walk into it, and we are unable then to use our energy in a more productive manner in planning and creating for our kids and their future, because this is what we are spending our energy on. Our energy is all fragmented: mother, hubby, sister, mother, all of that.
That's when anxiety kicks in too, right?
Yes, and that's what I'm talking about now.
Oh,
Are
cool.
all our emotions which are trapped in our bodies, right? And that is why I became a brain gym instructor, because
Mm.
I saw the profound relationship between mind and body. And I think I have a simple neck roll exercise. I think I did this with you, Homa. So we're going to do this again together, okay?
Okay.
Um, First of all, let's draw our attention to which part of our neck we feel is calling
I'll be
out
the
to us.
dozen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, be the
Mm.
right. You scan and just check which one that is. And if there's a memory that's associated with that, or anything that right now you can think of, which not necessarily angers you, I don't want you to be angry in my session, but I want you to think of a moment where just man, not the best, not the best of your days. Like think about that and see where in your body or which part of your neck
Mm.
is holding that.
I think
Okay.
the right one, yeah. Oh, I wasn't
Yeah. So
supposed to say.
right. So that's not the treatment. Okay. So now I'm wearing a scarf, but what I need you to do
Oh yeah,
is,
yeah,
and
yeah. You told yourself last time.
yeah, my
Okay.
scarf is pinned. So I want you to massage your ears like this is your earlobe. It's
Yeah.
almost as if you're opening it up. Okay, and you're massaging you don't have to stick your finger in. You're just
Hmm.
open, literally opening your ears. Okay, and you're gently massaging it to the point where it slowly starts warming up. And if you can, the bottom of your earlobes, just like nudge it a bit because sometimes, the liquid that's inside our ears can get stuck. So just pull that a bit. And if you feel any discomfort, just notice that. Okay.
Mm.
And keep massaging that point. Take a deep breath, inhale. And now try turning your head and see if you can still feel that discomfort or has it reduced.
It has reduced for sure.
Alhamdulillah. Awesome. Awesome. So the point over here is that our body holds these emotions. And another way to check this is it's an interesting session. I think I'll do it. It's called muscle check. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Now just slide your two fingers. Okay. Can you see they're just sliding by, right? Gliding literally. Are they?
Yeah, I do muscle testing for one of my modalities, but I do it this way.
Yeah. I think the easiest one to do right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's do this one. Okay.
Okay.
Now if I say my name's Farah
Mhm.
and notice how it's gliding, it's floating all right. But if I say my name is Huma, I will feel
Just like
like
that
a little
little, yeah.
friction, a little bit of a friction, right? A little, it slows down. It's not gliding the way it was when you mentioned your own name. But
Yeah.
this is just a very, very simple way of doing muscle checking. And it's not that it's a stress thing, but it's the fact that our body is listening and our body is in tune with what reality is or
And
whatever we
responding.
exactly,
Mm.
exactly, and it's responding. So another way to find out is just by the way you walk. Like if I use, and I think you must have done this as well, Homa, when you have your clients just think about something and walk, you will notice their shoulders hunched or their chest feeling heavy. Our body holds on to these emotions. Okay. And like I said, it again has an impact on your energy level. So if you're
Yeah, how
always
you show
walking,
up. Right. Yeah.
yeah, you're always showed up with this slouch, it has an effect on other muscle areas of your body. So the
Mm.
physical aspect is there, but then just to look at you that way, with your face down, you can instantly, I can see you and like that person looks down or they're giving me an off vibe, something about that person, right? So, and it eventually shapes your features. Our eyes, our nose, when you are under a lot of stress, it actually does shape our features as well. And most coaches can see that, can see a person's face instantly and say that, oh my God, this person is under a lot of stress. I can see the eyes like hyper vigilant, they're really sticking out, or how their cheeks are, how their nose have become because of the stress that their body and their face is holding. Another thing is like right now, if you are thinking of something really that's making you really angry, you will notice how tight your jaw is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
you're holding your emotion there,
And
and a lot.
sometimes it's so funny. I forget to breathe. I mean, this is what I teach, and then sometimes I'll like when I'm cooking. Obviously, it's been like half the day has gone, and I'm stressed about something, and then I'll just like, okay, stop. I have to remind myself, stop, be aware, breathe, and then I just like notice how I was tight in the body, and then I'm like, this feels better.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So you don't need the tools. You just need to sometimes remind yourself that, hello, dude, breathe. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Remind ourselves to check in with ourselves regularly. We forget
Yeah.
that, and we're busy telling other people to do it, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So, and that's why, for Suleiman, when moving forward, we were like, we actually, this we discovered quite accidentally. We had a a personal trainer, personal autism specialist physical trainer. It's a
Oh,
mouthful.
wow. Hmm.
Yeah. She was specialized in autism physical training. So she worked on Suleiman for about 11 months, one to one. And the differences we saw, the improvement we saw in Suleiman was way more than any of the therapies that we had done with him. Like, and we've done them all. Like, you can name, throw one at my face right now, and I'll tell you we've done it. Not that they didn't have their place, but what we experienced with exercise was just something amazing. Like, it gave him the physical skills to be a learner, if that makes sense to you. And I'll tell you what that, to have physical skills for learning is like being able to, you'll find a lot of kids in school who get tired very quickly. They don't have the stamina to sit through a class. Okay. So they get restless, they start moving around, or they just slump on the desk. That's because, not because they're lazy, it's because they do not have the physical skills or the stamina to sit
Mm.
through a class. Their body is not ready for it yet. And what do we end up doing? Oh, don't be lazy, sit up straight. They're physically count. And so exercise helps Suleiman sit through long sessions where he would get restless quickly. Now he can sit through. And because she would make him jog for 20 minutes straight, like no stop, non-stop, 20 minutes he had to jog. That gave him the resilience to tolerate anything. Tolerate is probably not the right word, but for him, sitting through something that he's not enjoying is tolerating, right? He has that resistance, resilience in him to sit through anything because his muscles changed the way his body and his mind worked.
Wow, that's amazing.
It did. And all those, we talk about those neural connections, neural pathway connections, and all of that started forming with repeated movements. Like you said, the mind loves repetition, right?
Mm.
For the neural pathways to grow and connect in our brain, we need to do certain movements repeatedly. So it's like 60 times, 70 times for those neural
Neural
pathways to
transit. Yeah.
solidify, to get cemented. So that, when parents say that, oh, my child is not a self-initiator, like they can't initiate a task, any working task themselves, it's because they lack the skills to do so. I worked with a child, and I've got her picture right here. She was one of the kids I worked with. She had global development delay. And one of the issues was with her, challenges with her was that motor issues were not that bad, but she would sit and just look at her work, even though you can see in the picture that she had the
Mm.
physical skills to do it. But she would just look at her work and wait for someone to physically prompt her hand over hand to get things done. I used to do brain gym with her every single day. Like, she was profound to the extent that if a door is closed in front of her, she will just stand in front of the door waiting for somebody to open it. It was like that. She couldn't even initiate that,
Mm.
right? So we used to do we used to do brain gym with her every single day. And this is like, I can't play the video here for some reason. I was unable to attach the video. Yeah, where she was able to do this entire puzzle all on
Mm.
her without me helping her. It dropped down. She called me. She's nonverbal, but she reached out to me and pick it up for her and then cleared her toys away in one of those blue boxes. Can you see those blue bins at the side on her right side?
Yeah. 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 Mm.
She cleared it away as well. Now, this is a child who would stare at the door because she couldn't open the door. Like, she couldn't connect her mind with her body movement to open the door. This is that girl in six
That's
months.
amazing.
She was doing
That's
this.
amazing. All right. So tell me a little bit about brain gym.
Oh, wow. Okay. Brain gym works on very layman language. I'm not going to get very
Yeah.
technical with it. Brain gym works with the concept that our body orients itself to the world around it through movement, even before we have come into this world. So when you are in your mom's womb, even
Mm,
that time, you are moving.
right.
You're exercising your muscles even at that time. So
Mm,
that's how important movement is. And every time, like you move your right hand, some part of your brain, the opposite side of your brain, is getting activated. You move this hand, this side is getting activated.
uh,
And so you'll see many neurodiverse kids, Homa. In fact, all of them, they will have some physical awkwardness,
okay.
or they'll be clumsy or something. And
Mm,
instead of us getting them to sit on a table, tying them down to a table and telling them to work, 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 brain gym is of the idea that to get them to learn, you have to help them to move first. Move to learn, learn to move, whichever
that's so
order you
interesting.
look at that
Yeah.
in. Yeah, because movement is what helps these children to inhibit those impulses that they have, that they need to move, they need to get to the next thing, they can't wait. All of that brain gym helps with. How? That every time you move, specific, by the way, not just random movements,
Yeah, yeah, okay.
specific,
Mm,
yeah, specific coordinated movements which target literally those areas of your brain which is needed for logical thinking, for your emotions, for stability, all these things which is needed to be a learner. It stimulates your brain. These movements stimulate your brain.
okay,
And
quick
that,
question for you.
okay.
Asking for a friend. Someone I know has a very, very hyper
Hmm.
autistic child, boy. He's 6 now, I'm guessing. Yeah. Doesn't
Okay.
sit. Just running one side, the other side, upper niche stairs, but right? So he's moving.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Good
explain that.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very good question. Okay. I guarantee you his movements are not coordinated. Number one.
Mm,
Number two, he has weak core. He has a weak core. And why do I say that? Is because he is unable, if you ask that child to stand in one place, it's too demanding for him physically to place both his feet on the ground and stand in one place. He constantly needs to move, shift
mm,
his body weight. Sorry, my camera is moving with me.
that's
He has
fine.
to shift. He has
Huh.
to shift his body weight between two legs
Mm,
because he can't ground himself on. And so that is what, to answer your question, that is what you'd be focusing on rather than getting him to sit at a desk and work. You would integrate movement in his learning, and one of the ways you can do that is, just giving an example at the top of my head.
mm,
Instead of getting him to write on a piece of paper, use magnetic letters,
mm,
those magnetic letters, and get him to, suppose cat is spelled out over here, so he moves C from here and takes it here, takes A and moves it to the other side. What's happening is that he's crossing his midline,
yeah.
and he has to slow down to do this.
Mm,
Remember the
yep.
thing,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
we had to slow down, right? So he has to like really coordinate himself where he's sitting like that, or even if he's not, he has to turn this way and then turn over here. And he has to use his legs also in a certain way to support him to do this movement. So I would advise, I would recommend that for a child like that, instead of pinning them down, that adds to your stress as a teacher, as a mom. Use movement to work with a child like that, and for sure you'll see benefits and you'll see results way faster. Does
Wow,
that
just so
answer your
simple, right? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just so simple. So I understand it doesn't matter like if they're moving, it has to be a coordinated movement that adds to their learning, slows them down. It's not like that hyper running that will help them.
I guarantee you, if she would make her child march using the right and the left, he won't be able to do that. It's not coordinated. Those movements are not coordinated. So like I said, just because he's hyper, those movements are not the movement his brain needs
Needs.
to expand. Let's put it that
Right,
way.
that makes sense. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, these are one of my
Sorry,
testimonials.
another question for us. So can you do the brain gymming online or does it have to be in person?
It can, no, it can be absolutely online. That's what I offer in my coaches, because all these movements, like if somebody tells me my child has issues with handwriting, okay, there are
Mm,
certain movements that you do to help your child over there. However, because our body is like everything is overlaps everything, right? It's not like blocks. Our body's not built in blocks. Everything is
mm,
overlapping and interspread into each other, right?
right.
Any physical skill that you acquire to learn how to write will spill over in the development of some other skill. Do you know what
Yeah,
I
that
mean?
makes sense. Yep, yep. Like
Because
cursive
that's
writing, right? Yeah.
yeah, because that's how it is. So you could be working on any brain gym movement, it will have a spillover effect for sure on development of some other skill.
Oh,
And
that's
this can
amazing.
easily be done online. And there are some kids who lack the patience to follow through on some of the movements. And some of the
Mm.
movements can be tricky. So there is, and I'm so glad you brought this up, because I have this right in front of me, some really, really simple movements. Like these are some really simple movements that,
Okay. Mm.
like core activation is what you start with. This is called movement based learning. It's a pre brain gym program for kids who cannot, coordinate their body, their limbs. So it's for, it's a very basic level to start from. There for everyone, no matter, when I say everyone, for every ability.
Yeah, yeah, that's so interesting. So much
Yeah.
information. Amazing.
Yeah. So, okay, next one. I'll try to speed through some of this, because
Oh
now
yeah.
this is the easy part. This is the easy
Okay.
part, okay? Calm in chaos. And here, why calm in chaos comes before goal setting is you cannot be making practical, positive, realistic goals when you're coming from a place of chaos. And that's why we did some of those exercises, which I think we have time to do now, which we can do. So right now for pre-activity, if you want to, you can drink a glass of water. And I want you to do the same thing. Basically, think of a moment which you felt could have gone a different way.
Could have gone
Um,
better. Yeah.
yeah. And something that's just like, pinching on you, something like really bothering you. Okay. I want you to bring that to your awareness and just check in with yourself. How are you feeling right now with that? Like from a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it? Give it a number.
A 6, and it feels a little heavy.
6 and feels okay. Awesome. Great. So now we are going to, and it's feeling heavy where? Where in your body can you feel this?
Always here. I don't know if you guys can see. Chest area, a little bit of the gut.
Yes, the most uh, common places,
Yep.
right? To feel
Hmm.
it. Okay. We can do our muscle checking here too as well. We can do that one.
Hmm.
Okay. And think about that moment and now do it. How does it feel? How sticky does it feel? It feels a bit sticky. It's not sliding as much as.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna like, okay, it's sticky. Yeah.
Okay. So now we are going the if you can see this clearly on you, you can sit and do this. You don't have to stand. If you're sitting and doing it, you just have to right hand over the left, take it in, cross your right over your left if your right hand went over your left,
Hmm.
and just squeeze in. Feel the air go up, all while you're holding that thought.
I can just feel it like almost leaving my body, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, right? Well, there's an interesting story to this I'm going to share with you in a bit.
Yeah,
And
please. Okay.
the next one is where your fingers is most sensitive. Your nerve endings are here, right? It's the most sensitive part of your body. So just imagine you're holding a ball. Actually, you're holding your brain metaphorically. Okay, you're holding onto your
Shake my
brain.
brain. Work, work, work. Shake well before use. Okay, got it.
My hands. I'm in control.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay. So are we moving it or not? Sorry, I can't see your hands.
Oh,
Just
we're not
yeah.
moving it. Moving
Okay. Just holding it.
it. We can move it, but we're not doing it right now. If you want to move it, you can move it in the infinity sign.
Oh, right.
If you want to get creative, you can do that. Oh my God, I look like, what do you put? Snake charmers.
Yes, I was like, why are we dancing? Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Deep breath here. And this one's my favorite, the next one. The area just above your eyebrows and under
Mm.
your forehead, below your
Oh,
forehead.
we did that last time. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Yep, yep. Okay, just hold on to that. Press in gently. The raised area of your forehead.
Yeah.
Now, if at this stage you want, think about that moment as deeply as possible and what you think about it now.
Oh, yawn is good.
Mm.
Releasing.
2 breaths here.
Wow, Farah, this is so amazing. Short, powerful, and instant. I love that.
Awesome. And now I want you to do your muscle check. Think about that moment and do your muscle check. Mine's gliding by.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
And if you were to rate it from 1 to 10 now, what would
Gone
you
down
rate
to
it?
a two. That's the first number that popped up.
Sorry?
I said it's gone down to a two. That's the first number that popped up.
Oh, wow. That's big. That's
Yeah.
big.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And something that I want to add to over here, that why this, just touching this area, is so powerful is because this is where our prefrontal cortex is. And this is the part of our brain where all the logical, creative thinking, intelligent thinking happens.
Still releasing.
And
Sorry.
yeah.
It's not that it's boring. It's just I'm
No,
releasing.
no, no. Feel free. It's our safe space. So just bringing your attention over here, our
Yeah.
energy comes here as well. Wherever you touch, wherever your focus goes, your energy goes over there. So when you are touching over here, all your body's energy is being directed to that part of your brain, which is telling you, in this case, probably that it was not a big deal. It's okay, you got this. Whatever it is that your brain is telling you, but that's the intelligent part of your brain talking here.
He's like, "Nee."
Yeah,
Now we know what it is. So I just thought that was my hand. Let me just add a little bit of a over here.
thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Gave it the
Thank you,
Asian
Farah, for
twist.
this. I had to add the desi touch.
Yeah. But
Okay.
now that we've returned to a positive state,
Mm-hmm.
we can now set goals for ourselves. And very quickly over here, goals should always be set in the right words, because the words and how those words are told has an effect on our
Absolutely.
neurology. Yeah. So it's not just goal for somebody else, but a goal for ourselves. And by the way, goals should always be about yourself. You can't, the frustration and the burnout happens when you're too busy trying to control somebody else. Goals should be for yourself. Okay. Even if you're working with your child, you're supporting your child, the goal is that I will show up as, what kind of mother do you need to show up as to be
Mm.
able to work with your child. That's a realistic goal, because that nobody else is in your hands. You are in your hands,
Right.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You
Yeah,
first.
exactly. So the goal should always be about you. And number two, the goal should always be positive,
Mm.
always positive. Um, for and all, and because we just spoke about this, right, that our brain does not know the difference between reality and imagination. So you
Yep.
say your goal as if you are that person already. Okay. And I have an interesting story for that. I remember, I mean, in our building, our car parking, we are not assigned a number for our parking. So you can just basically park anywhere in that parking block. Now, what happens is, obviously, because you can park anywhere, every time you want to go out, you forget where you parked your car. So you need at least 5-10 minutes to go up and down the parking block lift,
Oh dear.
trying to remember where you've parked the car. Okay. Once I was able to remember where I parked my car, and this is me, okay, I've got a horrible memory. I shouldn't say that, but it is. And I remembered it once, and I would tell my husband that this is where the car is parked. And he just turned around and he's like, God, your memory is really good with knowing where your car is parked. He said it once. I don't know. I internalized that. And every time we go out, I know exactly where the car is parked,
Let's
because
see
that
how
is something that
amazing.
is
Yeah.
so powerful, right? He said it, I internalized it, and I kept repeating it. I'm like, yeah, I know. I mean, I always know where the car is parked. And
He
I've
just
now like
hypnotized you.
anchored it.
Yeah,
Sorry?
exactly. I said he hypnotized you to believing that, and you anchored it. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what I had for breakfast that day, but I'll remember where the car is
Where the
parked.
car is parked.
So, yeah. Okay. So now, powerful habits. There is a goal for all of us. Each
Mhm.
one of us, whether we know it or we don't know it, we have goals. Now, either the two things, we're working towards that goal, or we are moving, because everything is movement. Either we're moving towards that goal or we're moving away from that. What do we want to be doing? We want to be moving towards that goal. And the only way we can do that is by establishing powerful habits. And that is what I help my clients with, in figuring out what those habits are and holding them accountable. And they
Mm.
have to give me, submit to me every day that they are following through. And this is one of the ways that I help them with. I give them habit trackers, and I'm going to send this to you, Huma, as well, if anybody's
Yeah,
interested.
please.
The habit tracker, I make sure that they don't miss it more than twice. So if they've missed it twice for whatever reason, your brain starts following another habit, and that habit is of not doing it. So I make sure that they are doing it consistently, making sure that the habit is something which is of value to them, not because it's something trending. Okay, everyone is doing it, so I should be doing this. No, it does it align with your values? Does it align with your
That is so
goals?
important. Yeah. Mm.
If it doesn't, if you're doing it just because every other person is doing it, you're unlikely to hold on to that goal or that habit.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then you go back into that spiral of, oh, I'm just a loser, or, will I ever be able to come out of this, whatever I'm stuck in? That's what happens. So that's basically the process that I go through. I help moms, specifically moms who are overwhelmed, burned out, working with their neurodiverse kids. I help them with their thoughts, their emotions, because we know how important that is. When you're working with your children, it's all energy in motion, right? Your emotion is energy in
Yeah.
motion. And how
And the
you,
words.
sorry?
And the words and the tone.
Yeah, exactly. All of that impacts this. And
Mm.
then that becomes your behavior. You keep repeating it. It becomes an automatic thing. And you don't even realize that a lot of things you are setting up or not setting up for your child just because of the way you are showing up. So we
Mm.
change that. We work on identifying, recognizing where that's happening, why it's happening. We work on changing that and making sure it becomes an automatic behavior, a habit, making it a goal. And that's when we see transformation. And that's the end of today's
That
session.
was amazing. I loved it. Like I said, short, powerful, quick tips for moms because we, like you said, set the environment, set the stage. We are the architect of our homes. And if we are not balanced or sane, for lack of a better term, that's what we project onto, spill over on the kids. It is what it is, and we have to now deal with what the situation is. And now we
Yeah.
can, like you said, work towards our goals or move away from them and be high and dry, frustrated, irritated, and then obviously take it out on everybody in the family, right?
Yeah.
Or we could be calm and relaxed and deal with this, respond rather than react,
Yeah.
and build that healthy, safe environment for our kids to thrive in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to add to that because of this discovery, not discovery, because this is something that I noticed, which was so alarming, that nobody was talking about this. Nobody was talking enough about mom burnout. It was always about the child,
Yeah.
always. And you'll see it always. There are so many, obviously, special educators, and that is their job, in all fairness to them, that it's always about what they can do with the child, what more they can do with the child. And I always found that to be so unfair, that the burden of the house being balanced and normal was on a child's shoulder.
Mm.
It's just so unfair on that child. And it's not because moms don't it's not because moms don't know this, or it's, I think they're just unaware of how
Unaware,
it's.
some guidance, some accountability, like you said, it's a,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
And life is so
that's
much
why I have, sorry.
no, that's okay. I'm like, life is going to be so much more relaxed and smooth if they give their opportunity to just for themselves and not feel okay. Please, self-care is not selfish. It's not
Yeah,
being arrogant or rude, or you need that me time as well for yourself to recharge, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And when you are in a situation like this where every day is even much more challenging, thank you, um, it does take a toll on you. And this is when Farah comes in and guides you to be calmer, more relaxed, and make decisions and respond to situations rather than reacting, because it affects the whole household, not only the child. So amazing.
and
And Farah, you have a program coming up. So you want to tell us about that a little bit?
it's actually, it used to be a program which I've turned into a platform now.
Ooh,
uh,
nice.
and it's got support for moms, and it has support for the child itself. So there's a whole roadmap
Beautiful.
for what you need, for what the child needs from you, starting from, attachment with mom, how to work
Mhm.
on that, communication, all of that, all the way down to how to make him an independent learner. But at the same time, I offer in the community weekly coaching every
Mm,
Sundays for moms on how they can be more productive, like what's coming in the way of them showing up. How can they plan around their follicular cycle? Mom wounds. I'm struggling to manage my own meltdowns. Like moms can have meltdowns too,
of
right?
course, all the time.
So exactly. So every week I'm coaching moms on that, and I'm giving support to the child as well. So it helps that
Beautiful.
I'm a mindset coach and a former special educator, so I'm able to help in both areas,
I
and
love that.
that's what the platform is for.
So how can you access these weekly coaching Sundays?
It is on, again, you have to be a member of the
Of the
community.
community. Okay.
It's a paid community, and it's lifetime access, because autism is not going anywhere in 3 months. So I don't believe in those 3 month, 4 month programs,
Mm,
because they leave you hanging dry after it's done. Like, what's next,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so it's like a community for life where you're learning something new. I get expert speakers coming in. You're coming in there to help, very
Thank
soon.
you.
We're
Yes.
all
I'm
excited
excited.
already. Yeah,
Beautiful.
so I get expert speakers, trauma coaches for moms. I get special educators to give another perspective to how they can work with their children, because no way do I have all the answers. I admit, nobody
Yeah.
does.
Nobody
So
does. Yeah.
it helps that I have access to such amazing people, and I can tap into their expertise.
Absolutely. This is why I started Wellness Wednesdays, just to let people bring that awareness that there's so much more out there, that we have access to resources, and also to give, a platform to wonderful people like you to showcase yourselves and, you know, your expertise, your gifts, your talents, and the services that you provide. It is because we don't always have access to these resources. It doesn't matter which part of the world you're in now, because thanks to Zoom and all the other platforms that we have, like this one is One Stream Live that we are broadcasting from. So it's just amazing that how the world has just opened up these opportunities and these resources. I'm like, come on in, let's talk about what you do. And we learned so many things today. Thank you, Farah, so much. I mean, such easy stuff like the thumb thing and all the bilateral stimulation and
Just
all.
to slow
But
down. I need to organize my brain. Okay, there you go.
yeah,
Please
yeah,
walk.
right. करते वक्त I'll be like, oh, okay. No, but the easiest what I do for bilateral stimulation is just grab whatever it is and just left,
Oh
right,
yeah,
left. Yeah,
or do, yeah.
exactly. So there are so many tips and stuff that we can share. And you know what, Farah, I think we should do this again soon.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think it was a very, very interesting
I
topic.
agree.
Tell me about the 5 spots you have left we were talking about before we started.
Yeah, no, because it's a very intensive, I mean, the platform is basically open for whenever you want to join it, but I try to limit when I open it to people, because there's this whole process of onboarding. There is
Okay.
just so much information in there that if anybody goes in, they're going to be overwhelmed
Right.
with everything, over there. And what they're going to end up doing is, like, just clicking on everything, and the whole point is lost. And I
Yeah.
don't want that. So I take moms in batches so that I can walk them through that this is right now what you should be focusing in. I lock everything else so that they're not wandering around, they're not lost in the platform.
Right.
Guide them through that this is what you should be focusing on now. Now focus on this workshop, because there's so many workshops over there, from
And it's tailored to
learning.
different situations.
Exactly, like a
Yeah.
child with limited attention, a child
Uh,
who needs deworming, like what's the whole deworming process. There is something on how you can again work on executive functioning skills through movement based learning, MBL, which I was just talking about right now. So there's just so much in there that I don't want moms to be overwhelmed. So I've limited it now that the batch is opening now, but you, not that, like I said, not that you can't join me midway somewhere, maybe you decide to next month, that's okay, but I just don't want you to be lost in
yeah,
that
yeah,
part, because it's a vast platform,
of
with,
course.
and whoever's in there, they're like, oh my god, there is everything I know I need is there, anything I want answered, it's there. Yeah.
That's so amazing. I mean, I'm so glad we have,
Thank you.
some an expert like you out there who's willing to help and has so much knowledge and information and is an expert. Oop,
Oh, oops, let's wait around.
Hi, am I back? It just bumped me out.
Yeah, you're back.
I was like, okay, what just happened? All right, perfect. I was just thanking you and just saying, okay, so how can we reach you? Hold on, I'll have
Good
to
one.
connect once again. So I did add your
Right.
Instagram before. Instagram, it's Ask Farah How, right?
Yes, like I said, I practically live there. That, and you can, awesome.
All right,
And
Ask Farah How, and what else
I'm on LinkedIn as well, but like I said, I'm a lot more active on Ask
on
Farah now.
Instagram? Okay,
Yeah,
okay, got it. All
send
right,
me
so
a
once
DM
it
and
starts,
we can connect.
okie dokes. I'm trying to connect to the chat because it bumped me out. Oh, there we go.
I
Okay,
can see the chat.
so
I thought I couldn't. Okay.
you can see the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, there we go. So there's Farah's Instagram. Ask Farah now or how? What was it?
Now.
Okay, now. Sorry, guys. It's
Isn't it?
Ask
Oh my
Farah.
God. I also, now you've confused me. No, it is. It's now, not how.
Okay, ask Farah now. Well, ask Farah how as well, right? So that book, but it's not
That'll
how. It's
probably
now.
take you to somewhere, some other place.
No, no. This is it. Oh my God! If we just Instagram somewhere else. That's funny. Okay, awesome, awesome. Let's do this again. And guys, if
Yeah.
you're watching live, thank you for being live. If you're watching on replay, please do leave us a message. Hashtag replay so we know you watched it. If you have any question for me or for Farah, please reach out to us. Farah can be reached on Instagram at Ask Farah Now, and I can be reached on Instagram as well at Huma the Hypnotist. Simple. And we will
I
see you
love
guys next week, Wellness Wednesday. I think I might change the time. I'm not sure, but I will announce that.
it. You
Thank
should
you,
change the
Farah.
time for your husband's sake.
I think I need to. We'll
It
see. We'll
is
see how it
also
goes.
his Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness Wednesday. Yeah, it is Wednesday too. And it's pretty late for you guys now. It's 9 o'clock.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah. So thank you for your time. I really, really appreciate this. And thank you for all that information. That was just mind boggling. And it's so much.
Honored to be here, Homa. Honored to be here. Love what you do. Please.
Thank you. Thank you. Mona's
Absolutely.
here. Mona says, absolutely brilliant. Can you see the chat?
No, I thought I could. I can only see
There
your
you
message.
go. There, I knew you can't see it. Okay. Mona says, absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Mona. You're coming in next. Mona's coming on the 15th
Yes,
with an
that's
interesting
another
topic.
powerhouse. I'm
Oh
excited
my
for that.
God, right? That's so amazing. Brilliant. Okay. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever is left of it, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. It's 1 o'clock.
Enjoy. Thank you once
All right,
again,
take care.
everyone.
Bye.